Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
Yes, indeed.
The legendary comedian Earthquake. Welcome, brother.
Well, thank you. It's an honor, man. I've been looking forward to this day for a long time to be on this show, man. And it's an honor, the privilege to be here.
How you feeling this morning, brother?
I'm blessed, man, to be quite honest with you. I'm very blessed, man, and things are good. Things are good.
You look like it. The money look right.
Well, you know, it finally got through a 30-year overnight sensation, you know. You know what I'm saying? 30 years. So took this while for everybody else to see what I've been doing for 30 years, but it came through.
How have you stayed so relevant in these 30 years? Most comedians, well, a lot of people don't have a long career, but your career keeps going and you keep reinventing yourself.
Well, the truth of the matter is, you know, when you have a talent such as mine, persistence, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And you're dealing with a thing that's subjective, you know, what's funny to one person not be funny to the other. And then on top of that, to be honest with you, when you cater to our people, I'm not a mainstream comedian such as, like, I lived here in New York. I didn't do the clubs that here. I always did, like, our clubs, the nightclubs, where our people are entertaining them. And it takes a longer time to get to that point. And to be quite honest with you, the 30 years, none of the people who my consumers and people see on TV shows or networks to give me the necessary breaks to what it was needed.
Well, that's changed now.
Oh, yes. Oh,
and
yeah.
When it rains, it pours.
Oh, man, it's in there. It's sweet over here now. I ain't lying to you, Charlamagne. It's lit.
You got you got the sitcom coming?
Yes, I got the sitcom. I got I'm doing my tour, my first tour that actually is mine with one of y'all friends here. Donnell Rollins. We're doing 20 city tours on that. I got a radio show that's #1 on Sirius XM, Quake's House with Kevin Hart. I'm doing a book deal. I did my first lead in the movie with Donnell. So we did that together. And
life is good.
Oh, yeah, man. Getting a lot of texts. Hey, big head. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I saw Dave Chappelle performing in Atlanta over the weekend, and one of the things he was talking about was your special. And he was saying, this is the first time I'm producing a special that I'm not in. So what was that like for you guys to even come together to decide to do that?
Well, you know, I've been knowing Dave for over 25, 30 years. I mean, I own my own club in Atlanta, and we booked him. And I seen how much money we was paying him. I'm like, what the hell is this month? So
how long ago was this?
This was 93, 94.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Just see, Dave has always been the LeBron James of our profession, baby Jesus. He always had it. Mm-hmm. The mainstream of it, you know, loved him to death, you know. And so when we booked him, I'm like, who is this kid we paying all this money to? So I went to pick him up. And we started kicking it. And then when he stepped on stage and I heard his first joke, I said, I see why they pay him that kind of money.
This is interesting, though, because a lot of people say they didn't feel like Dave came up through the black circuit back in the day.
Well, he didn't, but my club was more or less, I put comedians on that was comedians on, though it was an urban club. It was white. It was, I took comedians that was funny and introduced all type of comedians to our crowd and the rest of it. And he didn't do many black clubs, but he did mines. You know what I mean? So it was a blessing on that part.
Yeah, it wasn't until like the Chappelle show when black people got on it.
Exactly. And no fault to him. Like I said, it's two different ways to get it. Most of the ones that really get it like Dave come through the main clubs, you know, and people such as me and the Bruce, the Arnez, the rest of them that cater to our people. Take us a little longer to get known. And for the other side. Mm-hmm. So, you know, whichever way you want to get it down.
The other misconception is that comedians are broke because they don't see y'all. Right. But y'all in these clubs every weekend. One of the strangest things to me recently is watching, you know, Kanye fans go at DL and they're like, you irrelevant, you broke. I'm like, DL probably richer than all of y'all. I know he richer than I know he is.
Yes. I mean, all you got to do is do the math. Club hosts 350 people. Mm-hmm. Charge $40. You ask for 90% of the door, and you do 8 shows.
A weekend.
So, you know what I mean? I was pulling $3 million in a year, and didn't even nobody know who I was other than the people that knew who I was.
Yeah.
So I had already exceeded my expectation for my life. You understand what I'm saying?
Does the IRS know about that number?
Oh, yeah, they do. Yeah, they know.
Yeah, they know that.
Yeah, well, no, they knew that before. They came in when my ex-wife snitched on me. She said, he does not pay his taxes. I was like, oh, Lord. Yeah, man, first day of trial. I want to put something on the record. He does not pay your taxes.
Damn.
How long was you with her?
Oh, man, I was with her for 3 years. It took 9 years to get a divorce.
Damn.
I said, I could have killed her and been out on probation by now. This is
Lord have
ridiculous.
mercy.
I said, this is ridiculous. But that was the first day of trial. She turned me in. Best thing ever happened, made me turn myself in.
How much did you
You
owe?
had to actually go and say, okay, this is what it was. Or?
No, you go and you get you a tax lawyer and say, listen here, man.
Now talking about
How much
No.
did you have to pay?
I owed close to $4 million.
Woo!
So, but no, everybody against Trump. But when Trump passed that tax bill and they gave that forgiveness, I got forgave.
I got forgiven.
I ran down there with that check and here you go. I ain't gonna tell you how much it was, but it was nowhere near $4 million.
Thank God.
Thank
Look at
God. Oh man, I'm just telling you, I was sitting there. Here you go. It was the first day. It took me like 15 years between me and Uncle Sam with his molesting self, because he played with you anytime he wanted to.
Don't he?
It's ridiculous. And this year, when I'm paying the tax, I didn't even understand. I said I couldn't have made this much money during a pandemic. They're like, yeah, you did. I'm like, damn, boy. So yeah, it was hard.
Handling business.
Oh yeah, it's the more you make, the more they take.
Now you did radio for a while.
Yes.
Did that help or hurt? Because a lot of comedians say radio sometimes hurts because you can't move like you should.
I disagree. I mean, I always wanted to do what y'all doing. When I was on WBLS, the reason why I left there, other than they sold the station, radio, this is the most cutthroat business there is. You come in here one day, and if you ever walk in here and they having an unexpected non-meeting, somebody loses. And then somebody lose their job and everybody huddle up, traffic be over there, the person, what you hear? What you hear? What you hear?
Yep.
They cut back on the creamer and the child. They cut back on the creamer for the coffee.
And
yeah,
everybody
they
acting like they don't know what's going on.
Don't know what's going on. Come in here tomorrow. It's a country station. You understand? Your past don't
That
work.
was happened to us though, but go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, no, it is. I wanted to be syndicated, and they wanted me just to, be a DJ there. And I'm like, nah, I didn't come to New York just to do here. I wanted to be syndicated. But to answer your question, no, I think it enhances it. You know what I mean? Especially you get to be funny between the records when you do terrestrial radio. But on mine, we like a talk show. I just bring 4 comedians together, and it's called Quake House, and we just talk about hot topics on the comedic end. So
Did they
it's
let
just
you? It don't seem like they always let you be Earthquake on BLS.
No, they didn't. I mean, first of all, they didn't let the breaks go. I was like, they got Steve on there. Steve talk all day. I was like, damn. Can I get some breaks? You got 20, you got a minute and a half. I like, all right, I got you. And I get in a minute, and then Deja, who was my radio wifey, she felt that she should have had her own show.
She should have.
Yeah, which she should and do well on it. But like I told her, I didn't have anything to do with this. You know what I mean? They selected me, and this is what we're going to do. You're going to ride with me, you're going to do it. And we became great friends and did well together.
That's
We got it in. Yeah, I mean, I always had the mentality. I mean, we, for anybody that's on radio, none of us make the music. So if you put the music, I can entertain you till the commercial come on. That's all I thought. And I always thought that.
Yeah, Deja do afternoons now, right?
Yeah, she still do. She does
She
do.
was here first, and then she went back over there. But
Yeah, she's very talented.
One other thing you talk about in your special is you got your prostate exam for
Right.
the first time.
Right.
What's funny about that?
Well, it is funny because it's the procedure itself is against everything we are as a man. And you have to really love yourself to say, okay, I will take on this uncomfortable procedure.
Now, some people
And
like,
it's right.
yeah. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I'm just saying, some people don't mind it.
Well, I don't know who that is. I know I do. I mean,
It starts with the blood now, though. Nowadays they do the blood test.
Yes, but see, from the blood, they look at your PSA and see what the level is, and that will make you go and see should they look further. And when they did mine, it was high, and it turned out I just had a large prostate. You know what I mean? But you have to go and you constantly have to monitor and make it do. But the uncomfortableness, it was.
And it was unexpected for you because it's not like you prepared.
Well, you don't. You go get a physical, and then they tell you your prostate is, and then they do a referral. Your primary doctor give you a referral. Next thing, this dude is right here telling you bend over. Like, hold up, man, we got to make another appointment. This was just a consultation.
That's why I said it ain't all about the PSA levels. Sometimes the doctor think you cute.
Yeah, come on over here. Yeah, you cute. No, you big finger bastard. No, you ain't putting that NFL knuckle in here. You better bring somebody else in here.
You know, they asked my wife to leave. They're like, man, would you leave for a second? I'm like, whoa. No. She can stay with me.
Yeah.
Oh, you wanted her to watch?
And then he told me what they got to do. I'm like, babe, you can step outside for a second.
Nah, that's the last thing you want your woman to see.
Yeah, that's like
oh, man, I'd rather see somebody whoop your ass than to see your wife. You over there cringing, man, because he broke me down. Nigga, I mean, but I just broke down. Knees went weak. Went straight to my stomach. I was no good, man.
So you have to stand up? Or
well, you bend over. You know what I mean? And you got to crush it, push yourself. And once you hear that glove snap.
It's on.
Did you cry, though? Did you cry?
Yeah, I cried. I said, and I told him in the joke, I better not go home and Google and find this another way you could have tested me. This better be the only way you could have came to this conclusion, or I swear I'm coming back and whipping your ass in front of all this equipment.
Well, it's good that you did, though, because black men are not only more likely to be diagnosed with prostate cancer, but also more likely to die from it.
True.
Yeah.
And the procedure has a lot to do. Plus, it's a silent killer. You don't get you don't break out in no rash or no herpes thing on your face. You need something on it. So, we'll just ignore it. And for black men, too, we don't like going to the doctor because we feel, once you get the diagnosis, it's a death sentence, which, no. Your ancestors paid to build this country. The least this country can do is take care of you.
That's right.
I always felt that.
Yeah, what I enjoyed about the special was you did talk about a lot of different things that I think are super relevant for people to hear. Even talking about like COVID and getting your vaccination, which a lot of people were hesitant and still are hesitant to do.
Well, I mean, I'm just a rational person. I took more chances than a COVID shot. Like I said, I just slept with a lot of women that had a fever. So I took that gamble. Yeah. Well, I ain't going to take the gamble from Fauci. So I always had that mentality on it each time.
And voting, which we do have elections coming up, and that's important that people do get out there. Because some people will say, look, I don't think our vote matters. It doesn't do anything. What are our politicians doing for us? Why should I bother to vote?
Well, I mean, if you didn't think your vote counted, this past election should have showed you. You've never heard so much about the integrity of the vote and illegal voting. That was just keyword. Us, we're voting now. Certain people in this country don't believe that you should have a voice on how this country should be ran. And they also feel you should just be happy for just being in a car. And we'll take you on the destination where we need to go. And if you have any problems or you want to bring up anything, get the fuck out the car. Get out the car. So that's their mentality towards. I'm different with the opinion. And I think you should vote. That's the only way you can sit down here and hold, the country accountable for your point of view and let your voice be heard, unless another system comes.
So when they ask you this year, okay, you say we should vote in the midterms, what are we voting for exactly? Well,
you need to vote for whatever, to be quite honest with you, whatever interest helps you where you at in your life. Personally speaking, I have always been a Republican. Then I turned into an independent when they, allowed the party to go the other way. Democrats, to the point is, hey, man, I'm an independent contractor and an entrepreneur. I just can't get along with the taxes, man. 40% of your money shouldn't go to anybody. If you gave 40,
I agree.
If you give 40 cents, if you spend 40 cents of a dollar on alcohol, you're an alcoholic. If you use 40 cents of your dollar on drug, you're a drug addict. So why should I have to give 40% of my money to the government? Y'all need rehab. Y'all need some damn rehab, man. And then living in California, that's another 9%. You're like, man, I might as well sit on home, get a stimulus check.
Because that's literally the question everybody's asking this year. It's so interesting to me when people who actually do this work, like go out there to encourage people to vote, they're looking at the administration saying, well, what are we supposed to tell people?
And you do need to tell them, and you can't do the boogeyman.
Nope.
They love the boogeyman.
Yes,
See, you got to
do.
vote for us because they going to do that.
That's right.
I don't care about that.
That's
What
right.
are you going to do for me? And so you have to individually pick the candidate that suits, your needs. Period.
Is doing comedy a lot more difficult now with the cancel culture? You say something wrong and they just want to take everything. They want to take your special away. They want to take your sitcom away. Is it more difficult now?
No, I haven't. I mean, I say what I feel, do what I say, but I never come from a place of mean spirit. Mine's come from jokes about my life and the situation where when people want to say that or they didn't see it or they're too afraid to say. But I don't personalize it. So I've been blessed enough that I've never in my 30 years been caught up in a person say you offended me. And if you did, man, it's a joke. When I wrote this, I don't know you. But if it applies to you, then it does.
Well, all of that'll come now, but you'll be fine.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
Because it's just when you get to that level and it's like, oh, he got a TV show now. There's always one motherfucker want to try to hate on you.
True, and the good thing about it is when I write it mentally, I got an answer for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got an answer for it. Every joke has an answer for it.
Yeah.
Where it came from and what it was meant
But
for.
you shouldn't even have to explain. If you came up in a certain era, what's the point of explaining? It's like, I wrote this joke for the times that we were in. It was acceptable during this time. Maybe it's not now. Let's keep it moving.
You just got to understand there's certain people that wake up in the morning looking for a reason to be insulted.
That's very true.
And they looking for who has offended me.
That's right.
And it kills me if you was to work on yourself, you wouldn't have time to find somebody that assaulted you.
That's right.
And so I can't do nothing about that.
That's
You
right.
know what I mean? I can't, and nor do I even answer it. I'm from Washington, D.C. I got a hell of a ignore button. I pay you no attention.
But what is your process when it comes to you prepping to do specials? Like, I know you have to go on stage and work out your jokes, but do you write them down? Do you freestyle while you're on stage? Like, what is your process?
I have never physically written a joke in my life. Mine is mentally. I just come up with a segue and then elaborate on it. What it is start from truth and then expand to a big ass lie. And that's what it is. And I see it, and every time I just repeat it. You know what I mean? It starts from truth, and I just expand on it. And then I just, accumulate. Like my special is accumulated. What we do is a process when you have jokes and you rate them. 3 is a joke that works 50-50 at time. 2 is a joke that works 75% of the time. 4 joke is a filler. You hear comedians, hey, good to be here. How y'all ladies doing? I mean, they don't have the time. They just need that to fill it up. Now, the 1 joke, it'll work anywhere, even in a funeral. So for me to do a special, I just be as funny as I can, line up all the ones, and then put it on tape.
Why is a special so important for a comedian?
For me, it was special for the world to see what I've been doing for 30 years with a new platform. Because it's kind of like, somebody comes see a live show, they see it and it's over with, Charlamagne. Mm-hmm. But the special is seen by masses, it's sitting there and it solidifies your work. Like y'all come up here, y'all so culturally relevant that y'all set the tone. This MC is better because we love him for his bars and his music. Y'all sit here, I listen to y'all all the time. Comedy is the same way. Here's the work. Now, who's funnier?
Yeah.
Not who's the better movie star, because remember, all the comedians that movie star got all their work based on them being funny.
That's right.
You understand?
Right.
They didn't compete against Denzel. They got the job off it. So if we're going to talk about funny, then you have to put your work out here and say, let it speak for itself. Right. Let it speak for itself and tell me who qualified, what qualification it takes to get your approval to say, hey, here's is the funniest or not the funniest. And that's why specials are so important. So it's like a shot across the bow to the rest of the comedians. Now, this is what I got. Because all those credits you got don't matter nothing when you touch that stage. It'll get you the first 5 minutes of, hey, people happy to see you. Then they sit in their seat and say, all right, bring it to you. And it can't save you. And we don't have nobody. You can't bring no dancers out. You can't say let the DJ play.
Yeah.
Can't bring another rapper up and let him rap. You can't play another person's song, beat to get them off you. It's just you. And I love it.
Yeah, and if you're a certain age, it's it's like a comedian's album, right? Because
Yes.
I can say Earthquake the funniest, but then somebody gonna be like, well, what joke is it? What
Yes.
special is it? I gotta
Right.
be able to point to it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly. And that's why it's so important. Here's the work. Here it is. Now put it on here. And it don't matter how many movies you've been in, what TV show you got. In our world, that doesn't matter if you say you the funniest.
Well, let's have that who's the best? I'm talking about just stand up, and I'm glad you said that. Not the TV shows, the talk shows, the movies, just stand up. Who is
The Mount
the
Everest
best?
of stand-ups.
Who got the best stand-ups?
Mount Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore. I said Mount Everest. Mount Rushmore of stand-ups.
I am. I mean, I am the funniest dude in the country. That being said, you must believe that. But to be honest with it, it can't, because you're dealing with something that's subjective. You know, what's funny to you, DJ, it might not be funny to Angela. So you can't. But what I will say is this. See the response of the people they telling their jokes to. See how they respond. Are they laughing or are they just participating?
Right.
Are they afraid to say that's not funny because they want to work with that person, they don't want to be blackballed? Or in our community, we have lost our right to be a consumer. Say, I just don't like it.
That's
if you
right.
say you don't like it, you're a hater. No, I don't hate him. I just don't like that.
Or if I say I like something better.
Yes, you
That
like
don't-
something
that don't
better.
mean I'm shitting on the other thing. I like the other thing too.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? If it was definite, I beat you 114, 112 because the basket went in, I had more baskets than you. That's the fine. But when you're dealing with something subjective and it's everybody's what they thought pattern is, certain people just, to be honest with, patronize the people that's already there, and especially the people that's been funny for a while. You cannot bring the 1996 special up and still say he the funniest dude in 2022. He got to drop something else.
I mean, unless he's still active. Like somebody like, you can do that with a Chris Rock and a Chappelle.
Yes, you can.
Because they still active.
Yes,
Yeah.
but they still have to put things out
That's
to
right.
re-solidify. They can't live off the 96 belt, the 97 belt, the 98 belt. You need to bring out what it is 2000 to be there, or there'll be no growth in the genre. You understand? At some point.
With that, do you feel like people get too sensitive? Because like we you know, with the Chris Rock and Will Smith thing, right? You see all these clips of other comedians going at people, right? The one that just popped up was Martin Lawrence. Martin Lawrence was going crazy. I think it was Def Comedy Jam. But they couldn't do that now.
Oh, when he said that he used to sleep with
MC
Light. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we still do. I just think that certain people, like I said, looking to be offended. In comedy clubs, myself, we don't have those kind of problems. And if you did, it's usually they're intoxicated, they with their woman, and they get escorted out and you're gone with the show. Most people have a sense of humor, unless you ride that person.
All night.
You understand?
Right.
You hit them with a joke and move on. And some of, if you sit back right now, we wouldn't have the Robin Harris, because that's all he did.
Yeah.
DL, that's all he used to do. That's their show. Get on there and talk for the whole hour about people.
Somebody like Capone.
Yeah, all
Capone
of
holding
them.
on your ass.
For a long time.
That's why it's good to tell people put their phones away or make them, because I think before people didn't have the phones where they were recording, but then we got to this era where everybody wants to film everything and put
True.
it out. And that hurts, I think, with comedians, because
Definitely.
sometimes you're working on material, or sometimes you don't want to feel like, I don't know who's filming this and they're going to put it out and take it out of context.
Right.
Just this little snippet. So what's your policy on phones and all of that when you're
I
performing?
prefer them not to film my thing, but like I said, I deal with our people. You'll have a worse problem trying to get that phone from them than them filming it. You know what I mean?
What
So
Dave does is pretty cool though.
yes, he
That
do.
little pouch thing. That pouch
Yeah,
thing works.
but he can afford that.
Yes.
That costs.
And it's also Dave. People are willing to do things for Dave that they're not willing to do for other comedians.
Exactly. Certain your clientele. And he deals with, he has a Caucasian that's willing to give up their phone. Brothers are not, man, I ain't giving them my damn phone. The hell wrong with you?
Start making up stuff. What if a bomb blow up? in here?
Yeah, coming up with everything, man.
What if a
Shit.
fire break out?
I'm a doctor. I'm on call. You ain't no damn doctor. What the hell? I'm on call. I can call me in any minute and I need my phone. Yeah, so that
I
comes.
think you lose a lot though in an audience if you're on your phone. Like sometimes when I go like to Caroline's, I don't take my phone out. I use my phone the whole time because I want to really pay attention,
Right.
and not be looking at my phone trying to film stuff. And I feel like it's disrespectful to a comedian.
It
if they
truly
do that.
is. It truly is. But me as a comedian, I just try to run you over. hit you up with so many laughs that you're gonna want to pay attention to what I'm doing and the laughter. Everybody laugh. It's hard for you to be on your phone if everybody up here killing you. Like, what the hell going on? So I try personally to interact with my jokes in it to keep the crowd laughing to the point that even if you on your phone, you ain't gonna be able to do anything because the laughter gonna kill you. That's all.
Why's your name Earthquake?
Because I came up with this name in case this hustle didn't work. I wasn't gonna mess up my good name. You know what I mean? So if the comedy didn't work, they say, "What's up, Quake?" Hey, Quake, my name Nathaniel. I don't know Earthquake. What the hell wrong with you? But it did work out, so that's why I named myself Earthquake. To tell the truth about it. I wrote a joke one time, said, anytime your mother take every precautions to make sure she doesn't get pregnant and conceive a child and she still get pregnant, there's nothing else you can name that child but a natural disaster.
Jeez.
Would you get married again after everything you went through?
Yes. I believe in marriage. I just married the wrong person. You know what I mean? I really married the wrong person. And now that the woman I have in my life now let me know that I married the wrong person and I was dating the wrong women in my life. So, once you get a quality woman in your life and you know what a woman can bring to the table in her totality, I was more of a superficial type of dude, just appreciating the physical attribute of the women, not even seeing all the other things that was available to making me a better man. And once I seen that, it changed my whole life.
I bet you had to, like you just said, you had to make adjustments with yourself too, though.
Yeah.
You had to become a better man.
Well, it does, but by better man, I should have demanded more. I settled for the least of what a woman had to offer instead of the most. I was feeling complete with just having, to be honest with the achievement of the physical connection that I had with it, that was it.
Yeah,
I got exactly. You know what I mean? I'm banging. This is what I got. That's it. So at the ignorant point, was thinking that's what you have women for. Not having for, but it fulfills their description with you, and that was so far off, so primitive, primitive.
What was your thoughts when Chappelle came to you and said he wanted to do this special?
Well, I thought it was a prank because the president of Netflix called me and called my agent and said, Dave Chappelle would like permission to have your number to call you. I just signed a verbal deal for him to produce your special. I thought they was pranking me like one of them Ricky or one of them doing them prank calls. So I said, sure. And then Dave called me, hey, I want to do your special. I said, bet. And we put it together. And I knew it was going to be a game changer because of who he was.
Wow.
Where'd y'all shoot it?
My hometown, Washington, D.C. Yes, in a black club called the Jazz Club there, Blues and Jazz Club there.
So
I want to do that.
I know y'all had a relationship, but y'all must not have been in communication that much for the agent to call you.
Well, we had, I just think that's his process on how to do it. Dave does he reminds me of Dr. Dre. You know what I mean? I worked with Dr. Dre when I was doing those the voices for those speakers, and he did, and he was in the lab having make us say the words over and over again. He was particular how he did it, and Dave's the same way, and his way was letting Netflix call me to get my phone number for me to tell.
Make it feel more official.
Yes. Yeah, more official.
What voice did you do for Dr. Dre?
Them beats, those beat speakers that they had out. Yeah, we used to, me, Corey Holcomb, I forgot the other person. We was the voices for that.
Really?
Yeah, man. And we had to go into the studio with Dr. Dre. And he would have us going over the words. I'll say, listen, man, I'm not a rapper. It's the only way I could say the this many times. Can you say the like this? I said the. God damn. But he was particular about it, and we got it in. Yeah, he did the voices.
Now we got to ask you about the Will Smith Chris Rock incident. What were your thoughts on both sides? I know you.
Are you scared to go on stage now?
No.
You have any trauma, Earthquake?
No.
You sure?
I'm perfectly Personally speaking, I feel sorry for Will because He's being beaten, abused by Jada. It just is. That's what happens when a man is in love with a woman that doesn't love him, and he's doing everything to try to win her love. And I've been there before. You have to make a decision: either accept it for the love she's getting, and just accept that, or just leave it alone. But you will never ever win her over, because you can't make her heart feel what it don't, and she don't. And her actions that night showed it. And I feel for him, and I guess he feel now. Huh?
What you mean the actions that night?
I mean, even if he felt that he disrespected her, she knows her man, and she saw he was about to go up here. A woman that loved you will stop you. And then, we do radio. We know the rules of FCC. You was at the Oscars, and Will doesn't even cuss, and he's out here using profanity on a live broadcast. He know Hollywood. He knows the rules. She didn't try to stop him on there on 2 occasions. And then lastly, man, she had yet to release the statement to say, hey, man, my man is a good man. He lost his cool. It's not indicative of who he is. He got over 3 decades of good work towards the people. He never had that. He lost his cool and nothing. No, she left a statement. I can't quote her, but it's a time of healing. I'm here.
Yeah, healing
what the
season.
hell? The healing season.
I wonder though. Like, I like the fact they haven't released a statement other than to just hold themselves accountable. Like, what I'm
They're
saying?
gonna do red table talk.
He hasn't deflected at all. Like, that's
Well,
rare.
I mean, she hasn't. She protecting
She
your
didn't do
man.
nothing.
Well, she should protect her man. The reason what he did was in protecting her, and your woman will come out and vouch for you that that's not you. That is not him. It's just a natural, in my humble opinion, a natural reaction for a woman who sees the significance of what he did and what it's going to cost him if he was doing it for you.
They probably decided not to say anything until they probably release a joint statement together or an interview together, something like that.
Yeah, but this at some point, man, you can't look what's politically correct. You have to circle the wagons and say, this is my man. This is what I care about. He's not like this. He lost it that day. He's human, and please don't let this night, define who he is as a person.
You're saying forget the PR of it all.
Yes.
The setup. Just speak from your heart because you want to defend him and let the world know, no matter what.
Yes, this is my man, and he's not like that. Even if, it was wrong, he was doing what he thought was right for me, and something to that effect, I think.
But how do we know they not, though?
Huh?
Like, how do we know they not? Like, how do we know, like, maybe, like I said, maybe they just sitting back like, you know what, we'll speak when we're ready. Like, why do they have to speak now? Like, what's the point? Who they doing that for?
You're doing it for your husband, because your husband is taking it to the face right now. He's losing projects. They're holding up on projects. He has made an egregious area on things that he is patting his whole life to not see. I remember when Will was taking shots for not being the rapper who cussed.
That's right.
And who was looked as corny and the rest of it. And he dealt with all that without being hammered and going with bump to the bumps and changing this. He didn't succumb to the pressure on the outside. This is Will. Get jiggy with it. Parents don't understand cussing on national television at the Oscars. The place that he felt that he was going to be the trophy for the best actor. I mean, he came from a rapper to a movie star to a television star, and then got recognized as his highest level.
Yeah. Yeah, not justifying what he did, 'cause what he did was wrong, but clearly that shows you something was wrong.
Yeah.
Something was off. That
night. Your woman, listen, man, we all seen them dudes that you better not say nothing to their woman. Their woman can't even hold him back when he gone. He jealous over his woman, this man. I used to say this all the time. I say, man, that woman, I take pictures with women all the time, man, and you could look at the dudes that you could just see. He'll kill everybody in here for her. And I just own him. I'm like, listen, I'm just hugging her right now because I don't have enough bullets to stop you from coming because I see the love in your eyes. You will kill everybody in here for her. So let me put my hand down while you click that picture with me. You see him. She knows him. She known for my man. There's women out here known for my man. My man will kill you over me. I have to control him.
What are your thoughts on all comedians right now? A lot of comedians attacking her.
Why not? And my problem with our women, because I've never dated nothing but black women, but my only thing is, y'all got to stop harboring these fugitives. If they wrong, they wrong. You understand? Because we talking about her, we don't mean we banishing all black women. So let that fugitive out here deal with the consequences of this, because you harboring that fugitive inside. And let's bring her on out here to be properly dealt with. It's just that simple.
Well, the main thing I think for me is Chris Rock also. You know, because I think it's a shame that he was up there. He was like kind of flustered after that, and I felt like nobody protected Chris Rock when that happened, because they were able to sit back in the seat and just watch the rest of the show, go out and party. But that has to be devastating for that to happen. His kids seeing it, family seeing it, you know.
Of course.
That is the main thing. Like, now what happens, that should never have been okay to let the show go on.
Well, Will knew who he could slap, where he could slap. You can also, in my humble opinion, he knew who was running the production. He knew it was Will Packard and certain people he felt that he can get away with. You knew that when he assaulted Chris and then turned his back and walked off. There's no one else. Everybody know Chris is not that kind of. We call him Switzerland, because Chris don't want no problems, man. Chris.
But that's how we always felt about Will too.
Yeah,
until that moment, and then until that moment, we always felt the same way about Will.
But when you got that devil in you and that woman that don't love you, she sicked them on him like a pit bull. Go get him. Took the leash off of him.
Y'all really believe that?
I know that. He was laughing till he looked over and then she said, "That's funny." Oh, okay. Go get him. And she sat back. And she put the pit bull on him and he was biting him and sat back down. And she set him back down and looked at it and laughed. That's why when Chris said, you know, Will just came up here and slapped the shit out of me, she laughed. Like, hey, see that I got that power. Say something to me again, I'll sick him on you again. I'll sick him on you again. Down, boy.
Also, too,
down, boy.
To your point,
down, boy.
To your point about a man being in love, we don't know if Will would have done that to somebody else, because we never seen people talk about her in front of Will like that.
He never, listen to me. Everybody say he talked about her. All he said was, "Jade, I love you. Can't wait to see you in G.I. Jane 2. Everybody came to their own conclusion that it was talking because she had a short hair. He never said nothing about her hair. Everybody say, "I know that's what he meant." How you know that's what he meant?
I didn't get it because I never saw G.I. Jane. I couldn't even picture it in my head.
Oh, no, I got it immediately.
Well, no, you got it from that point, but he could have took the joke. That's the great thing about being a great comedian. We allow you to form your own conclusion what the joke is. He could have took it, she had on all green, and he took the joke and it stimulated. It looked like she had on fatigues. Could have been the muscle part of her physique hit it from that point. Everybody took the hair, and then be honest with it, it's a compliment. Because if they offered her G.I. Jane 2, she'll take it. It'll be the biggest movie she's been in as a lead.
Yeah, but we all know that wasn't the reason he smacked Chris.
And we know that.
Yeah, there's some other pain and hurt that he dealing with that he projected on Chris.
True. And he saw him and said, "This is my shot."
That's right.
The defender, you know, and
if you were Chris, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you press charges and sue Will?
Oh, hell yeah.
That's right.
I mean, I'm suing everybody.
And the Oscars.
Oh, man, the Oscars, ABC for showing it.
That's emotional distress.
You listen, he is Chris Rock. You damaged my brand.
That's right.
I'm going to live with this punch.
That's
forever.
Right.
It's going to be show. I need $200 million from him, $100 million from the Oscar, and another $100 million for ABC for showing it to everybody.
That's right.
If you can delay the words, you could delay the slap. You wanted to show and then bad enough, you let him sit down there and still watch the show, then gave him an award and let him speak longer than anybody else. I need $200 million. I need it all the way through. I I need 200 million.
He still hasn't spoken about it.
No.
And so and
he spoke on it. I'm still processing it.
That's
right.
As a man that's been through legal processing,
That's right.
that means I'm just letting it wait when I'm going to drop it on it. I'm still processing it and this. That's trauma.
He getting all his ducks in a row.
Yeah.
So when he land that lawsuit, boom.
Boy, he got all them lawyers looking down. Let's drop it on him now. We got everything together. This the time, baby. Come on, you want to slap somebody? Yeah.
Oh, man.
You going to pay how much you think you love her. Oh, Lord have mercy. These are going to be the most expensive red bottoms you ever paid for. You think it is? Hey, I'm coming up in there. You better get it. I will sue everybody. All the fees that put it out. Oh, man. And then I go on tour for a year and rip him and her.
Right.
And I make a special and pick up another $40 million from Netflix.
I'm sure that's enough. Well, he already he got his hour that he's been working on now. So he's out on the road.
Too early for that now.
Too early. Yeah.
Plus, he's a constant professional. I wrote these jokes, and I'm not going to let this off. Plus, it goes along with it because you'll know what his mindset is. You don't need to know. They sitting over there now. When is the ball going to drop? When is he going to drop the hammers on us? Is he not?
Yeah, I think his ego death tour is a perfect place to add it too, though. Because, I mean, all of that was ego. It was pride. You know what I mean? Will's wounded ego. He responded to that. I think all of that.
He could do a whole nother special.
He could do a whole other thing. All right, he could add it to this one. Either way, neither one of them going to lose too much.
Nah, he going to lose. He going to take it, man.
You think so?
Oh, man, come on, dog.
I mean, there's going to be consequences, but I mean, I think that he's a made man.
Yeah, he a made man, but now everybody going. I mean, you just don't want a woman as a man. See a man, just see a woman, just rip you down like that, dog. And it's been constant. She probably around there playing Tupac music all in the house, and you know what I mean. I seen the meme that perfectly depicts what he going through. I'm not impressed, Will, what you did, because Tupac would have shot him. Nothing was was good enough.
Yeah, I can't put it all on. Only reason I can't put it all on Jada is because Will's still a man at the end of the day.
Yeah, but man,
and he's a grown man responsible for his own choices and decisions.
Yeah, man. But see, the thing about this, people have sympathy for a person that's strung out on drugs. People have sympathy for people that's an alcoholic. Man, love is the biggest drug there is.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, Charlamagne, the worst feeling in the world to be in love with a woman that don't love you.
Damn.
Oh, it's the worst, man. I've been there. You in there every day, and nothing you do is good enough.
How can we say that, though? How can we say she don't love him?
Because her actions, any woman that will sit here and tell on, I don't care if it's blue, red, whatever table, and tell about her extramarital affairs with somebody on the sit there in personal, and it's a friend of your son's, and then tell you in your own profession, make you feel inferior. I wish my woman would come home and tell me she feel Kevin Hart funny than me. You packing as soon as the H get out your mouth. You gone. I could not even. I wish my kid was to come home and say somebody
I feel
funny.
like this really triggered you because of the situation you had where.
No, I
empathize
with it. I empathize. I know what it is, and he has to make that decision that you got to let it go. There is nothing you can do.
How did you get out of your situation?
I just accepted for what it was. This is all. I'm never going to be the man that I would never be the man that I know I am to her, and she going to see it. So I'm just going to take it for what it was until I don't want it no more. Mm-hmm. So I accept what she was given, and I appreciated that point and let it go. And then, when it was enough I couldn't deal with it, I cut her off and moved on. Those are the only two options. But trying to win her over, unless she just do like a lot of women, just settle. You know what I mean? Well, I guess my man in my dreams ain't gonna never show up. Guess I take you, Larry. You treat me good. Look out for me and everything. A lot of women settle. They ain't with the man that they dream.
That
with
ain't
the
gonna
man.
work because there's gonna be so much resentment forever.
Well, a lot of them play it off and don't hold the resentment. A lot of them don't beat you over and play the man they really want to be with songs in your house. and listen to
gosh.
poems and get poems and read them and all that. They just, Steve was the man. Steve was the man. How long we gonna keep bringing Steve up? I'm paying all these bills and everything. Steve don't want you. Steve gone, but I got to keep on hearing about this. You ain't where Steve used to be. You gotta let it go, baby. You gotta let it go.
Earthquake, ladies and gentlemen.
So I assume, let me ask you this, with this new tour you're going on with our good friend Donnell,
Yes.
does that mean that you're already planning for the next special?
Yes. I'm gonna put another special together, but I just get rid of that material and talk about other stuff, and then we're gonna film it. Me and Donnell, he's doing his special that's coming out, and we're gonna do about 20 cities called Legendary, and once I finish all the cities, then I'm gonna tape it after and get it out with it.
Earthquake, thank you for joining us this morning,
Absolutely.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor, man. Been wanting to be on your show for a long time, not as a colleague, but as an artist, because y'all, you mean a lot to people's career. Because
You
y'all
could have been up here.
Yeah, you could have came up here
Like,
anytime.
by the way.
man. Yeah, I was waiting. I was waiting for the invitation, and it's been an honor, man.
Give me your
Honestly.
Instagrams and Twitters and all that stuff, man.
Oh, okay. Instagram, follow me at The Real Earthquake. Please hit me up on the Instagram. Also, my website is also The Real Earthquake. And tickets on sale right now for the Legendary Tour featuring Donnell Rollins, starring Earthquake. And it's an honor and a privilege to be up here with you, brothers
My brother.
and sisters. Angela.
Thank you.
Well, it's Earthquake. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.